One, two, three, four, five. Bottom of the camera. Well, there's a few over here too, but they don't count. All right, everybody. Red light, yellow light, green light, go. Probably heard that phrase or that game before. Walk with me as we go down and closely look at traffic control systems, specifically traffic lights. What society needs, in my opinion, is to upgrade or overhaul the current traffic control system, specifically the traffic lights. I selected this topic because anybody who drives has probably had choice words for a traffic control light that did what you didn't want it to do at the wrong time. Or somebody else did something because of the light, but it was the source of your aggravation, or at least mine. There are some other things that I have issues with or concerns about traffic lights. One is it's a waste of fuel in the cars. It's not efficient. If you ever look on a new car, you'll see highway miles per gallon and you'll see city miles per gallon. And that's because starting and stopping is not fuel efficient, and everything today seems to be about being efficient. Well, traffic lights aren't efficient in that manner. Traffic lights use a tremendous amount of electricity. If you can imagine all the light bulbs and all the LED bulbs, at least for the ones that have been upgraded, that's a lot of electricity in a lot of cities, all constantly going, unless of course the power goes out. Oh, that's right, because when the power goes out, now you've got another problem at the traffic light. There's no backup system. And you have to hope that everybody else knows what to do. Now, if you're at a simple four-way intersection, that's fine. But if you're at a major intersection with 6 or 7 lanes of traffic and people are turning, it gets rather confusing and gridlocks. Traffic lights are over 100 years old. They were actually around before the automobile, ironically. Traffic lights cause major traffic jams in larger cities. The only thing I can say good about a traffic light is it does have a good safety factor as far as controlling accidents, and that may be because people don't want to get speeding tickets or traffic citations. But the problem is not unique to the United States. This dilemma exists in Europe, Asia, South America, Australia, any place there's cars. Out of the 29 years I spent in the military, I spent a lot of times in foreign countries, driving and riding on the roads. And I'll tell you, 99% of them have traffic lights. And there's a few that function better than ours, but they wreak havoc and cause chaos wherever they exist. The world's first traffic light, as I said, came into existence before the automobile in London in 1868. It was actual lanterns. They were red and green, and they were controlled by a police officer on the ground, and they actually controlled horses and carriages because they got busy in cities like London or New York. They needed something to control what was going on, and that's what they used until there was an accident and one caught on fire and things spilled and people got burned. So they started looking for different ways of controlling traffic. According to inventorspot.com, in 1918, a police officer named William L. Potts in Detroit, Michigan actually created the first semaphore, is what they actually call a traffic light. The actual first electric traffic light. He used some wooden boxes, some electrical wire, some lights from a railroad crossing because he was previously worked for the railroad, and he put it up at the intersection. That was technically the first known four-way traffic light semaphore system. And in 1920, an inventor, supposedly or allegedly the first African American to own an automobile in Cleveland, Ohio, invented the first automatic traffic light. And that was actually purchased for $20,000 by GE, and that's what we currently have in effect now. But the irony is that the traffic lights were around before the automobile, which lends to why I say it's not as efficient, because that's not actually what it was designed for. The systems, like I said, have no backup, an electrical backup system. They have rules, but no physical traffic control device. Traffic lights, as I said, cause major traffic jams in larger cities like Dallas and Atlanta and Houston. They will back traffic up all the way onto the interstate and beyond, and that is just a ripple effect from there. So it's clear that it's not very efficient the way it works in larger cities. During the period of no traffic, it'll make you question your sanity. If you've ever sat at an intersection, at a traffic light, and no one else is around but you and this Christmas tree in front of you, it makes you wonder, am I something wrong why I would sit here and wait for nothing? I can't be trusted to proceed through this intersection. Anyway, it just strikes me as odd. Another major problem it has is emergency vehicles constantly get stuck in traffic because when the traffic lights back traffic up, and in larger cities and major intersections, there's nowhere for the traffic to move out of the way of the emergency vehicles. In conclusion, as the amber lights turn to red, we instinctively know it's time to stop. So it's time to stop the madness, upgrade our electrical control system, specifically our traffic lights. According to the MIT News, the current system of traffic light, the mentality, the system it's controlled on, is manually it's manually input into a computer as to what the traffic may be like. So it may fit one particular scenario, but when the traffic changes, the traffic lights do not accommodate for the heavy change or the slower change. It is a result of inappropriate behavior of the traffic lights. While this is effective to control traffic, it's not effective to facilitate the flow of traffic. Therefore, I believe society needs to upgrade and update its traffic control systems.